welcome back to part 3 of history chapter number 2. In the previous part video we saw that how the battles were now taking a very different phase. The Britishers or the East India Company, as we say, had now started taking up the administration work also. We saw in the previous video that they had started imposing subsidiary alliance. According to subsidiary alliance, they were the ones who would have provided for the armed forces, and the emperors had to pay a charge or a revenue for the armed forces. Any emperor or any state that failed to give away this revenue was losing half of or some or all of its territories. In this part 3 video, we will begin with learning about Tipu Sultan and how he was defeated. So Tipu Sultan, he was first of all known as the Tiger of Mysore. We know that company was trading for cardamom and pepper from Mysore. Mysore was controlled and was ruled by Hyder Ali, and after death of Hyder Ali, it was ruled by his son Tipu Sultan. In 1785, Tipu Sultan, he stopped the trade with East India Company because he started trading more with France. And with the help of France, he also modernized his army. So the Britishers saw this scenario and Tipu Sultan as a threat. Britishers were now worried. So they started fighting. In the previous video, we had also seen that till then, the Britishers were never initiating any fight. But here we will see that this was the first fight with Tipu Sultan which the Britishers had initiated because they saw Tipu Sultan as a threat. They fought 4 wars. Finally, at the last battle of Seringapatam in 1799, the Britishers, they won and they imposed subsidiary alliance in Mysore also. Places now went under Wodeyars, and from then on the company started initiating fights and wars, as we know. Next was war with the Marathas. After defeat in the third battle of Panipat, Marathas were divided into many states with different chiefs, and these chiefs, they belonged to 4 major kingdoms, that is Sindhya, Holkar, Gaikwad and Bhosle. All of these leaders were all held together under a Peshwa known as a king in Pune. Peshwa of Pune. Marathas' first defeat was in a war in 1782. The Second Anglo-Maratha War resulted in British gaining power over Orissa and territories of North Yamuna. In the Third Anglo-Maratha War, the Britishers crushed Maratha power. Okay, so this is how gradually the Marathas also started losing power, and this is how the Britishers, they started gaining power over them. Company, after gaining power over the Marathas, company had now controlled over the south of Vindhyas. Peshwa, who was the ruler, was now removed and he was sent near Kanpur at Bithur. Okay. After winning war, after gaining power over the Marathas, companies now started claiming paramountcy. Paramountcy means supremacy. They started considering themselves as supreme. They started considering themselves as bigger and more powerful than the emperors. Under Lord Hastings, this supremacy, concept of supremacy had initiated. He persuaded territories and expansion in the 19th century, early 19th century. He also considered killing and threatening as a right work, as a right deed, because he thought that they were supreme and so they had the power to do all such things, and it was right also. However, this concept of supremacy also got challenged. It got challenged by Rani Channamma. When the Britishers or the East India Company, they went to capture Kittur, also called Karnataka now, Rani Channamma led anti-British movement, but she was arrested in 1824. However, her chowkidar, He was a very nice person and he continued the movement till 1830 when he was also caught and hanged. But in this whole process, a lot of British camps and records were destroyed. So British had already faced a setback because of this challenge by Rani Channamma. In the late 1830s, company was now being worried about Russia because Russia was expanding in Asia and the company feared that Russia might now enter India through the northwest of India. And so they decided to have a fight with Afghanistan, capture that area, northwest area, and so they could restrict Russia from entering our country. This fight took place from 1838 to 1842. In this way, Sindh was also taken over by the Britishers, that is the East India Company, in the year 1843. Punjab was also taken over in 1849 by the East India Company. This is how the East India Company took over all of the northwest of our country and the neighboring countries also, so that they could not let Russia enter the Indian market to trade or to rule and capture. Then is the topic doctrine of lapse. How did it all started lapsing? Final annexation, final killings were under Lord Dalhousie. Lord Dalhousie was the final ruler of Britishers who led to a lot of destructions, killings and annexations. Dalhousie had made a policy that if a king died without a son or a male heir, then the kingdom would be lost by that emperor. With this logic, with this new rule, Satara in 1848, Sambalpur in 1850, Udaipur in 1852, Nagpur in 1853 and Jhansi in 1854 were now lapsed, and it all went under the control of Britishers, that is the East India Company. In 1856, company now took over Awadh also by saying that the Nawabs were not governing the place very properly, and so they called it as they were obliged by duty. They said that they were considering that it was very necessary to rule Awadh properly for the betterment of the people living there, and so they took over Awadh. Of course, the people living in Awadh were not very happy and did not at all agree with the Britishers, and so finally they all gathered together and joined the revolt of 1857. This revolt of 1857 led to a lot of historic events which we'll be seeing in the further videos. Thank you.